Hey, what's up, Seekers? Wanugee, GoldenDragonFortunes, your K-Rap Psychic. And hey, I'm here again, and we're going to do a quick reading for another popular idol, K-pop idol. Somebody that we just did her band member, her other member, the leader, recently. And we had some requests to do this one. And it's a member of Red Velvet. So hey, you Rev Loves, come on in now, welcome in. Here we go, because we're going to do Kang Seulgi. Yep, Seulgi, that exotic, sometimes, kind of rough edge kind of looking girl, but she's actually kind of sweet. Anyway, we're going to do her. We're going to do a quick reading, a little bit different format, but we're going to use my mahjong tiles again. And Seulgi was born in 1994, and in February. I think she started in 2007 is when she entered SM, and was training for 6 years before she had any. I think she did a little, she was on the record for Henry Lau in an album, and did Butterfly was a part of that song, and did some vocals with that. Then she debuted the next year, 2014, so she was in training roughly 6 or 7 years at SM Entertainment before she debuted. And then now it's 2019, so she's been out for 5 years. And Red Velvet is one of probably the top 3 girl groups at K-pop right now, and so she's had some success finally. But it's been a long road. It's been a long road. I mean, imagine if you were, you were only a teenager and you spent all that time in that training with SM and everything. So it hasn't been easy for Seulgi. But here she is. She's out there, and so I'm going to do a little quick reading. And we're kind of do it in 3 steps, 3 stages here. We're going to use these tiles. I already pulled the tiles, and we're going to kind of look at just an overview and see what's coming up for the next year for Seulgi. And then we're going to kind of see what's kind of going on, maybe a little more career specific, and then maybe a little bit more emphasis on her love life, and see what the tiles say for her future over the next year, and more or less. And so here we go. So I picked the tiles already, and we might have to pick some other ones. We'll have to see. But let's see what the tiles say for Seulgi of Red Velvet. Rev Loves, you ready? Yeah? Come on in now. Here we go. So we're going to start from the center on every one of these lines and kind of go outwards to kind of show the passage of time. Roughly, every 2-3 months, more or less, with each tile set as we go out. So that's how we do it. And so let's see what the tiles say for just an overall general energy reading for Seulgi. So there's going to be something that comes up here in the next 3 months that makes her feel happy. This is the heaven tile, represents happiness, and so there's nothing bad about heaven. So this represents happiness. This 9 of Wan, Jo Wan in Chinese, and so she's gonna be happy about something. That's gonna give her an opportunity to maybe let go of some past disappointments and maybe move beyond them in some way, in a general way, over the next 3 months. Because this one here, the 3 of bamboo, represents healing. Usually, it's called the 3-legged frog. So maybe the image is a frog hopping around without a leg and needs to kind of regrow and heal that leg. But usually when this tile comes up, it's more of an emotional healing, letting go of some past disappointments and moving forward and trying to be happy about it. So that's a good thing over the next 3 months for Seulgi. And then if we go out a little farther, seem to say there's going to be a little emphasis on maybe some creative energy or nicer aesthetics, perhaps. This is the 6 of circles. It's called the peach. The peach represents a lot of things. It represents basically young female energy, so it could represent her certainly, but it symbolizes creativity, feminine beauty, a nice aesthetic. So maybe there's something that she's going to be doing around that, maybe toward the end of the year, 3 to 6 months from now. And it can also represent some, on the negative side, could represent a little bit of maybe emotional ups and downs, a little bit of drama. But it seems like it's more the positive thing, because there's a specific goal or objective that she may be trying to do or focus on in this time period as well, because this is the west tile, and the west tile represents the object of her affection, or object of her goals, or her objectives and goals and desires. And so she's going to be really focused on a specific goal or objective. They may have to do about creativity or maybe aesthetic and feminine beauty in some way around the end of the year, beginning of the new year. So 3 to 6 months, more or less. And as we go out a little bit farther, it says that there's going to be something new that's coming up, something new starting. This is the Fa, we go like Gong Hei Fa Choi, Chuk Mong Namoy, Gong Si Fa Sai. It represents to start or to commence in this system. And so it says something new is starting in the new year, probably around February or so. It's somewhere in the new year, first quarter, or maybe a little bit more. And the tiger shows up, the 8 of circles. Now the tiger represents authority. So something or someone that may have some power and authority to influence things for her seems to be emphasized. And so it seems to say that there may be something that has to do with, I don't know if it's a new contract or if there's something to do with her agency or SM or her boss, but something has to do with authority. I don't know if she's going to do a new outside contract or a deal, but something seems to be showing up in the spring time, probably about 6 to 9 months from now. They may have to do maybe something new that may be opening up in general for her. And then it goes out a little bit farther and it says she's going to maybe find some strength. The 2 of circles of pine represents strength, so she feels like she can stand tall now, about 9 to 12 months from now, maybe next summertime. The pine represents her strength to stand tall and make things happen, kind of a can-do energy. But it can also represent somebody who has that kind of energy, so maybe some, warrior energy, maybe somebody who has that kind of energy. It could be more of a male energy, could be a male actual person, or somebody that has that kind of energy. It seems to say that might change where she spends her time, how she spends her time in some way, because this house tile represents where she's spending her time, and that maybe that energy is changing and shifting into a different place or a different environment or a different energy. So some things are starting to happen here as she goes into next year, it looks like. And it looks like it's kind of developing in a positive way for her. So that's just the overview. And then the next line we pulled out here was is that we just kind of look at that same kind of energy, but maybe more kind of a focus on her career. And so let's see what those styles say. And if we turn them over, it says that there's going to be some options and choices that may be available for her that she realizes over the next 3 months or so. We get to pick another tile, so let's just kind of concentrate on Seulgi together and meditate on her energy, kind of remote chi sensing. And when we feel like the energy shifts, we're going to pick a tile for her. So here it is. It says that there's going to be, this is called the bamboo. Now the bamboo is one of these flowers, the 8 flowers in the mahjong. And it represents variety or choices or options because, bamboo is a very versatile plant. I think we had it in one of the previous readings here with sugar, but it represents options, choices, variety, because bamboo is very versatile, and it also kind of starts to flourish in the fall. So it seems to be saying that maybe toward the end of the year, or maybe actually in the winter time. So it says that maybe toward the end of the year, there may be some new options and choices that may be available to her toward the end of the year, but it's kind of known to her now. It's kind of a foreshadowing. It's kind of a some information may be available, but it says it's going to happen a little bit later, maybe toward the end of the year, maybe beginning of the new year. And it says that there's going to be a lot of busy energy and maybe a lot of activity and cooperation with others at that time, or maybe there's some choices or options about how she does that. So I don't know if that's a collab or there's something that she may be doing or something that may be a new venture. But this is the insect, and the insect represents like a beehive or anthill. A lot of busy activity, but it seems to be cooperative, collaborative. But there seems to be some new options and choices about that when she starts 2020. And the East tile shows up at the same time and suggests that it's good for her. And she's thinking about what's good for her and how she wants to move forward for the new year. And also reminded her that she's smart, she's beautiful, she's talented. She's one of the best singers in Red Velvet. Probably her and Wendy are probably the best vocalists. Maybe followed by Yeri and Joy, and then everybody else is pretty equal. But Seulgi is a pretty strong voice, and so maybe that's part of it. As we go out a little bit farther, it says that there's going to be a door of opportunity as she gets closer to maybe 3 to 6 months from now. So this is getting right around the end of the year, beginning of the new year. It says there's a door of opportunity opening up. The inner tile shows up, this Iwan. Says the door is opening up physically or symbolically. And the lute shows up. Now the lute is a string instrument, symbolizes the arts and creativity, music certainly, performing. So there's an emphasis on that. So there's maybe a new opportunity in this nature of what she does. I mean, she's a K-pop idol after all. And it may be a creative area, a way to express and perform. So This also represents kind of a comfort and a harmony and kind of a nice, comfortable energy. So that seems to be happening early next year. And as you go out a little bit farther, it seems like there's going to be a decision or choice that may be coming up for her. This is, maybe 6 to 9 months from now. It says the 2 wand, this R1, represents the sword. It represents cutting A and taking B, and cutting B and taking A. So a decision of choice seems to be looming early next year, maybe in the spring, about what to do. And it seems to say that decision may be around something that involves a group. Here again is the insect, and it represents kind of a group of people, or like a beehive or anthill. And maybe there's a decision or choice she's making in some way about who she's with, how she collaborates, how she spends time with, something of that nature. I'm not sure exactly what that is. That's maybe it's a TV deal or change in some of maybe the collaboration she does, or what. But we'll have to see. And it's probably happening in the springtime. I'd guess, I don't know, about 9 months from now or so. And then the last 2 tiles says that there's going to be something that she finds very desirable and attractive within 9 to 12 months from now. This is called the fire tile. So the fire represents something that's dynamic and inspiring and attractive, but it can also burn you and burn your resources, like fire. So it suggests that something is like that she finds desirable and attractive, she wants to move toward, but she knows there's going to be some risk and maybe could get burned and maybe burn some resources. But it seems to say that there may be something about location or change or travel or land and property that seems to be part of that at the same time. So this is the earth tile, and it represents all those things. And so something is kind of getting her eye, getting her attention, something she wants to do. She knows it's kind of risky, but she may want to move or change location or just do something land and property or travel about a year from now. And it's pertaining to her career. So maybe it's from a benefit from her career, or it's an emphasis on her career. But this question line here is about her career. So let's see what happens. Very interesting. There seems like some changes are coming because they kind of follow each other. The new things are happening, may have to do with authority, and maybe she has to make a decision, and maybe there's some change or movement. She's been with SM Entertainment for a long time. I think 5 plus 7, 12 years. A long time. Anyway, we'll see what happens. And then the last line of questioning here is maybe about her love life, her personal life. See what the tiles say about that. So let's see. It says that there may be, again, something that maybe has to do with change of location, travel, something that seems to be emphasized here. The earth tile shows up again on this line. And the south tile suggests that maybe there's something positive there that may be developing. The south tile represents, could hint at the south direction, but what it really represents is in this system, that's the favored direction with the sun and the warmth and the fertile land. So it implies that positive things may start to happen. It may be about changing or moving or travel that may have some effect on her personal life over the next 3 months. And then it says there's going to be something. Now this is interesting. There's going to be something that maybe fits her goals and objectives. The west tile represents her goals and objectives. And it says that there may be, one of the goals or objectives may be a possible relationship. Because this is the 2 of bamboo. It's called the ducks, like quack, quack. So ducks are always seen together. And so it implies that there may be some relationship or partnership that she's starting to focus on that is her goal or objective, particularly in about 3 to 6 months. So that's interesting. And as we go out a little farther, it seems like there are some positive things that happen. This is the south tile again. It says that there's going to be positive things happening, positive developments, as I mentioned before. You have the same line here, same tile. And it says that's going to change the way she sees herself. This is the peacock. It represents her, and that she's changing her self-identity. She's realizing I'm not just that teenager SM trainee that she used to be and maybe still thinks of herself as in the confines of her routine as a Red Velvet member, but she's changing and seeing herself moving forward into maybe the next phase of her life and maturing as a person, maybe as a performer, maybe as a woman. And that's what that peacock represents, is that she's changing her self-identity because there's some positive things that are happening for her that may affect her personal life or her love life. And as we go out a little bit farther, it says there's going to be an emphasis again on emotions and maybe some creativity, but also some feminine beauty. The peach shows up again, and could represent those things. It could represent somebody that has those things, an actual person. But it says that that's going to provide maybe an opportunity to do some healing, let go of some emotions, put some things behind her. And it's kind of the same tile that showed up here. It said that maybe there's going to be some healing opportunities that might make her happy, that maybe there's this peach energy here, this creative energy that may be some goal or objective. So, you know, it could have some dual meanings here, but, and then there's something that has to do with some new kind of authority, and that seems to make things stronger for her and where she spends her time and how she spends her time. So it's going to be interesting how all this plays out for Seulgi, but it's very fascinating, very interesting to see what's going to happen in the next year. So you Rev Loves, you know, if you want to make some comments, you want to make some feedback, you know, it was your suggestion, maybe Seulgi, so here it is. Tell your Rev Love friends, share on social media, like and subscribe, ring the bell, and then maybe we'll get to Joy and get to Wendy and get to Yeri. Where's the Wendy and Yeri love? You know, we had some requests for Joy and Seulgi, but where's Wendy? And I feel like Wendy and Yeri kind of got the short end of the stick from the Rev Love fandom, because Yeri came in late. You know, Wendy is from Canada. So come on now, let's step up. They're both very talented, and they're both very cute, and they're part of Red Velvet. So hey, that lead-in, a lot of it was from Bad Boy. I think that was their very best song from Red Velvet. I love that song, Bad Boy. Bad Boy 2 wasn't that good, but Bad Boy, it's got over 200 million views, so I love that. And Seulgi looks, you know, that's the ultimate Seulgi. There's a lot of Seulgi in that video. That she's like a badass, you know. Can I say that on YouTube? Anyway, she's got like the gun, and you know, she's got power and strength, you know. But it's interesting because she kind of has that projection in that video, but she's also got this kind of goofy side, like when she did that Selfish video with that song with Moonbyo. Anyway, that's enough for now. Well, we'd like to see you next time, and we'll keep putting out these videos. Put in your comments, your requests, and until that next time, we're going to wish you all good fortunes.
Hey, what's up, seekers? Looking in the future, peekers. You K-pop breakers, coming round and see us every weekers. Yo, die-hard K-pop fans, I want to know your stance. Just let us know your bias, then go ahead, try us.